Hello, good morning. Um, so yesterday I was having a small group call with the New York class, with some of the students of the New York class, and I said something about the ideal job exercise that everyone uh, thought was very enlightening. So I thought I'd share it with you, and I tried to write it, but then to write it down, but it didn't work as well. So I decided to actually record it. So some of you have already made a comment about the ideal job exercise, saying that you've already been working on your ideal job many times in the past or recently for many years. And that's absolutely fine and in a way that's obvious for everyone. What is different with the ideal job exercise in CPM is that we ask you to separate the creative thinking from all the mental models, the professional mental models that we have about thinking about our jobs. So you know that job you need to it needs to give, to be financially viable. It needs to there is that you need to have a business plan. Uh, your parents or your spouse or your children need to approve of it. So there's a number of constraints that I'm not saying that they're wrong, but there's a number of constraints. And so what we ask you to do in the ideal job exercise in CPM is actually to separate the constraints from the creative thinking. And so when you think of your ideal job, and just focus on the creative part, and go through this exercise following instructions. So be very detailed in terms of what the office looks like, or what your daily routine looks like, or also more important things like, okay, what is the benefit to the world that I'm making, or to the community that I'm making. But just be creative. Don't try to not think of all the constraints. Like, okay, when you're writing, you will immediately put you down saying, oh, but this will not generate money, or oh, but my spouse wouldn't like this. Forget about that. Don't give yourself any constraints. Just focus on the creative part. The other thing is that this exercise will not tell you, it's very unlikely that it will tell you what your ideal job is the first time you go through it. It's a reiterative process. You do it now, and it will be extremely difficult, because it will be extremely difficult to forget about all the constraints and the mental models that we have about what a job should look like. But and it will also be extremely difficult because you will not allow yourself to dream big and freely about your ideal job. So in a way, the first time you do it is like a trial, like a test, a test trial. So you go through it once, and then ideally in 2-3 months or more, you do it again, and then you do it again. And then at some point, one day, you get to the point where when you do the exercise again, it will actually speak to you. Everything will resonate 100%. And that's the moment when you know that you've actually come up with the ideal job that is really, really right for you. And this exercise is so powerful that many people actually turn it into the ideal life. And you can do it about, instead of just focusing on what the ideal job looks like, and what your working routine looks like, etc., and your professional contacts look like, you can actually do the whole exercise, thinking what my life looks like, my ideal life looks like. And ultimately, whether you do it from the life side or from the job side, it will lead you to the same destination. And so this is what the ideal job exercise in CPM is all about. And if you have any questions, just send me another video or an email. Okay, have a good day. Bye.